Okay, good morning, everybody. Let us start the antenna and wave propagation class. In the last class, we have studied about different aspects of propagation waves and all the parameters. And we talk about the pattern and the pattern of the lobes. And we have discussed about the patterns and all the things. So today we are going to focus on that previously what we have studied, and then we will go for antenna and wave propagation patterns and all the things. So last day we have taught about what are the patterns, which is the main lobe, which is the surface lobe, and all that things. And we have seen all the types of patterns and all the time. And let us see what we have studied in the last class, so that a recapitulation is taken place for you. So in the last class, we have, let's see what we have done in the last class. Our last class is on 18th, and on 18th, we have discussed about different types of patterns and all that thing. Let us share that thing to you. We have talked about different types of radiation pattern lobes. You can see here. And we have told about what is the major lobe, what is the minor lobe, what is the side lobe, what is the back lobe, and all that things. So these lobes are very important, and we have talked about these lobes in that chapter particularly, where you have calculated the major lobe, main lobe, and all the things. So I think that area was deliberately covered by me, and I think nobody has any problem on that area. So let us continue our next part and next thing that we are going to study today. We have studied today here. We have already discussed about that refractive index and all that things. Now today we will going to discuss about the antenna parameters. So antenna parameters, anybody any problem with antenna parameters? I think there must not be any problem with the antenna parameters because we have already discussed about that antenna parameters very wisely. And after doing the radiation antenna beam area, we have talked about antenna beam area. What do we know about antenna beam area and all that things? So that was not any problem for us today. So up to this, everybody has been cleared and nobody has some problems on this type of things. So let us go to the next module or next chapter that we are going to discuss today. Just a minute. So antenna beam area, we have talked about antenna beam area. In that we write that an area ds of the sphere or surface of the sphere has seen form center of the sphere, substance is solid angle. And we have talked about the solid angle. What do you mean by solid angle and all that thing? So I think nobody has some problem with antenna and all that thing. Anybody has problem? I think nobody has problem. So radiation pattern lobe is gone. Directivity we have discussed. Gain we have discussed. Resolution we have discussed. We have to discuss antenna beam area. That is a important point. And then we have to discuss antenna beam efficiency. And then we will discuss about antenna efficiency and then radiation mechanism. So what do we told about directivity? Directivity is defined as the ratio of the maximum resolution intensity of the subject antenna to the radiation intensity of an isotropic reference antenna radiating at the same total. That is called the directivity. So I think everybody has have a knowledge on the directivity. I have told the directivity in the previous class, in the first or second classes, where I discuss about the directivity. So let us now told about, again we are summarizing about the directivity and then we will further go to this. Directivity is maximum radiation intensity of the subject and test antenna and radiation intensity of the isotopic antenna. So that is defined as, if you write D is the directivity, then D equals to, you can write D equals to phi of theta comma phi max. This is for test antenna. By phi of 0. This is for isotropic antenna. Okay, so that is the isotropic antenna and that is test antenna. So no problem with this. So that is the directivity. Now, in case of total radiated power, the directivity is defined as D equals to power radiated from a test antenna by power radiated from an isotopic antenna. The directivity D is defined as the ratio of D equals to maximum radiation intensity of test antenna by average radiation intensity of test antenna. That is equals to phi of theta comma phi max by, there will be no semicolon, just a minute. Yes, by phi of average. That is equals to phi theta comma phi max by WR bar 4 pi. That is equals to 4 pi phi of theta comma phi max by WR. That is equals to 4 pi, that is maximum radiation intensity by what? Total radiated power. Okay, so that is the radiation. Now, in case of gain, the gain of the antenna is the frequently used as a figure of merit. Gain is closely associated with the directivity, and directivity is dependent upon the shape of radiation pattern of the antenna. So the gain of the antenna without involving the antenna efficiency is defined as the ratio of maximum radiation intensity in a given direction to the maximum radiation intensity from a reference antenna produced in the same direction with same power input. So that is gain. So what I told, gain can be written as G equals to maximum radiation intensity, radiation intensity from subject test antenna from subject or test antenna by maximum radiation intensity from reference antenna with same power input. So that can be written as G of O is equal to phi of M by phi of 0, where phi dash M is maximum radiation from test antenna. And phi of 0 is radiation intensity from lossless isotropic antenna. Okay. Next is resolution. What is resolution? Resolution is defined as a equal to half of the beam width between the first nulls. Half of the beam width between the first nulls is approximately equal to the half power beam width. So it is defined as equal to half the beam width between the first nulls. Okay. So we will write BWFN by 2. That is half the beam width between first nulls. HFBW, or it can be written as BWFN by 2 is equals to, HPBW. Okay, the product of BWFN by 2 in the two principal planes of the antenna patterns is a measure of the antenna beam area. Thus, sigma A equals to BFN by 2 for theta degree and BWFN by 2 for phi degree is the area. So we will write the product of the BWFN by 2 in the two principal planes of the antenna pattern is a measure of antenna beam area. Thus, can be written as BWFN by 2 BWFN by 2. So it is the formula, or it is the expression, not formula, but it is the expression. Okay. So next, we are going to the antenna beam area, which is very important. We are talking about this thing from lots of time. Antenna beam area is very important for us. So write down antenna beam area. So an area ds of the sphere last day we have talked about that. I am just again repeating of the sphere or surface of a sphere as seen from the center of the sphere subtends a solid angle okay from the below figure. Now let us see the figure. Let us see the figure. Okay, and sorry. Okay, so this is done. Now this is done. Okay, now just wait for a second. I'm drawing the figure, so I will be not talking like that. So please wait, sir. Let me finish the drawing and then I will explain. So this is the center of the sphere. Oh, this is written center of the sphere. Okay, no problem. Now अगर कहीं पर भी आप लोगों का कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ तो आप बता सकते हैं, ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, दिस इज द solid angle. So this is the solid angle. And this is represented by sigma. Okay. This is the area of the sphere ds. This is the area of the sphere. Area of sphere. ds. That is equals to r square sine theta d theta d phi. And this is the radius. And this is the radius r. So this is the figure. This is the figure of solid angle. This is the figure of the solid angle sigma subtended by area S. Okay. So now came to that the total solid angle subtended by the sphere is 4 pi. Subtended by the sphere or pi. So very concentration. Please understand this. From the above figure, incremental area ds of the surface sphere is given by ds equals to r sine theta d phi into r d theta. That is equals to r square sine theta d theta d phi. That is equals to r square d of sigma m square, where d of is solid angle subtended by area ds. So d phi, d sigma equals to ds by r square SR. So that implies d sigma equals to 4 pi r square by r square into SR. As because ds equals to 4 pi r square, that is equals to area of the sphere. So that implies d sigma equals to 4 pi, or can be written as equals to d sigma by 4 pi equals to solid angle of sphere by solid angle of sphere by 4 pi, that is equals to radian square okay, equals to 180 degree by pi whole square degree square. So that gives the value of 3282.79 degree square. This expression is very much important. So please note it down. So ISR, so ISR equals to 3282.7909 degree square. Therefore 4 pi is radian, st radian equals to 3282.7909 into 4 pi degree square. That is equals to, if I do the multiplication, we will get 41252.86 degree square. So we can write 4 pi SR equals to 41 or near about equals to 41253, that is degree, that is square, sorry, that is equals to solid angle in a sphere. The beam area, that is sigma A, for an antenna is given by the integral of the normalized power pattern over the sphere. Integral of the normalized power pattern over a sphere. Power pattern over a sphere. Or it can be written as equals to integration 0 to 2 pi, integration 0 to pi Pn eta into 0 theta phi d sigma SR. That is equals to integration over the period 0 to 2 pi, integration over the period 0 to pi theta comma phi into sine theta d theta d phi SR. Okay, so where we can write P of theta comma phi is the normalized power pattern. Normalized power pattern. Okay, so it can be written as theta comma phi, that is equal to P theta comma phi by this is theta comma phi max. Okay, so where P of theta comma phi is pointing vector, pointing vector that is equals to E theta square for theta comma phi plus E phi square for theta comma phi. P of theta comma phi max is the maximum value of P of theta comma phi, and Z0 equals to 125. So that is the antenna beam area. Another part is called the antenna beam efficiency. And we will also talk about that antenna beam efficiency today. These are very, very important parts of antenna wave propagation. So if anybody has any type of confusion in any part, you can tell me for the clearance, okay? Because if you don't tell me about that confusion, I cannot assume where there is a problem for you. Clear, everybody? So I think everybody has a clear view. So let us go for the next part, that is antenna beam efficiency. Next part, that is our antenna beam efficiency. So what is antenna beam efficiency? Antenna beam efficiency, it is the parameter that is frequently used to judge the quality of transmitting and receiving antenna. The beam efficiency, तो मतलब अगर कोई सिग्नल ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है और जो सिग्नल रिसीव कर रहा है उसका क्वालिटी इंडेक्स अगर आप मापने जाए तो आपका एंटेना बीम एफिशिएंसी बहुत ही प्रयोजन है। तो इसको हम लोग कैसे डिफाइन कर सकते हैं? इसको डिफाइन कर सकते हैं बी ऑफ ई इक्वल्स टू पावर transmitted within core angle theta by power transmitted by antenna. Okay, where it has theta 1 limit. Theta 1 is the half angle of the core within which the percentage of the total power is to be found. Okay. The above ratio can be written as the above ratio can be written as अगर कहीं पर भी असुविधा हो रहा है तो बोलिए बीई इक्वल्स टू इंटीग्रेशन 0 to 2 pi by 0 to phi 1 theta 1 sorry 0 to theta 1 phi of theta comma phi sin theta d theta d phi. Okay, by integration 0 to 2 pi into integration 0 to pi okay, so 0 to phi of theta comma phi sin theta d theta d phi. No problem with this. So in terms of beam area, sigma A, the beam efficiency is defined in terms of what? In terms of beam area, the beam efficiency is defined as the ratio of the main beam area in terms of beam area sigma A, the beam efficiency is defined as the ratio of main beam area that is represented at sigma m to the total beam area, to the total beam area, and that is represented as sigma A. So that is, can write it BE, or it is written as epsa m is equal to sigma m by sigma A, that is equals to main beam area, and this is total beam area. Okay. So where, no, we are going to the next place because there is no, or we can write here with different color. Right here where the total beam area, that is sigma A, consists of main beam area sigma m and minor lobe area sigma small m, that is okay, minor beam area, that is sigma A equals to sigma m plus sigma small m. So now let us divide the above expression with sigma A on both sides. So what do we get? Anybody? हम सिग्मा ए से डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, तो इधर सिग्मा ए बाई सिग्मा ए मतलब 1 हो गया, सो दैट इज इक्वल्स टू 1 that is equals to sigma m by sigma a plus sigma m small m by sigma a. Okay, that is equals to epsa m plus epsa small m. That is equals to epsa capital M plus epsa small m, where what we tell? Epsa small m equals to sigma m by sigma a. This is called stray factor. This is called stray factor. Very important. Stray factor. That is main lobe area by total beam area. That is equals to main lobe area by total beam area. কে বকছে? Okay. And another thing, the last not but the least, is the beam efficiency. That is equals to sigma m by sigma a. That is called beam efficiency. So I think up to this, everybody is cleared. This total expression is derived. This must be derived in the examination. In the examination, there is a derivation of this. Okay. So you have to do the derivation of this. And you have to find out the derivation of this. Anybody any problem? I think there is no problem. So we are going to the next part. That is antenna efficiency. The last part of today's module is antenna efficiency. So antenna efficiency is represented by eta. So what is antenna efficiency? It is defined as the ratio of power radiated to the total input power supplied to the antenna. So it is defined as the ratio of power radiated to the total input power supplied to the antenna. So thus we can write what? Thus, we will writing eta equals to power radiated by total input power. So that is represented by WR by WT. That can be also written as just a minute. That is represented by WR by WR plus WL. That is equals to WR by WT into 4 pi phi for theta phi by 4 pi phi for theta phi. So I can multiply both things and both sides. So that can be represented as 4 pi phi theta comma phi by WT cross multiplying, okay, into WR by 4 pi phi theta comma phi. So that is equals to GP 1 by GD, that is equals to GP by GD. That implies eta equals to GP by GD, that is equals to WR by WR plus WL. Okay. No problem, I think, everybody. आप लोग तो ज्वाइन ही नहीं किया, इसीलिए क्या आपको प्रॉब्लम बताएंगे, ठीक है? तो I think it will be no problem because how I explain this thing, there will be no problem, I think. So another question will come here, that is, if the current flowing in the antenna is I, then what will happen? Then the expression will be eta equals to I square RR by I square RR plus RL. So the efficiency eta percentage equals to RR by RR, small r, plus RL into 100, where RR, small r, is the radiation resistance, and RL is the ohmic loss resistance of antenna. Is the ohmic loss resistance of antenna conductor. And RR plus RL is the total, sorry, this will, and RR plus RL is the total effective resistance, is the total effective resistance. So that's all. So this expression is very important. So how many expressions are important today? What we have taught, let us sum up then. We started with our antenna. What is first? What we started? Directivity. Then after directivity, what we told about directivity? Directivity is the power radiated from test antenna, and is the ratio of power radiated from the test antenna by power radiated from isotropic antenna. So the directivity ratio is defined as max radiation intensity of the test antenna by average radiation intensity of the test antenna. That is denoted by xi phi of theta plus phi max by phi of average. And then we talk about the gain of the antenna. And in the gain of the, sorry. Yes, then we talk about the gain of the antenna. In the gain of the antenna, we saw that maximum radiation intensity from the subject or test antenna by maximum radiation intensity from the reference antenna with same power input is called the gain, and it is denoted by G0 is equal to phi dash m by phi 0, where phi dash m is the maximum radiation from the test area and phi 0 is the radiation intensity of the lossless isotropic antenna. Then we talk about the resolution, and we talk what it is defined as the equal to the half beam width between the first nulls, that is BWFN by 2, and half the beam width between the first nulls is approximately equal to half power beam width HFBW. So beam width first nulls by 2 is nearly equal to half beam width half the beam width between the first nulls. Okay. So we find out the antenna beam area is that sigma A, that is solid angle, that is sigma is equal to BWFN by 2 theta by BWFN by 2 into phi. Next, we talk about antenna beam area. That I do the solid angle and I got the formula is D of sigma is equal to ds by r square, where ds is the r sine theta d theta, r square sine theta d theta d phi. That is the area of the sphere. So we find out the d phi by 4 pi equals to 3282.79. We do the calculation, and after the calculation, we find out our solid angle. That is 41253 degrees square. That is the solid angle in the screen. So then we have calculated the beam area for antenna. That is the integral of the normalized power pattern of a sphere. That is 0 to 2 pi integration over the period 0 to 2 pi, and double integral, that is One is for 0 to 2 pi, another is for 0 to pi. P of n theta plus phi d phi SR. And there we get the Poynting vector. And from the Poynting vector, we get the value of P of theta comma phi maximum value. And we get Z0 is equal to 120 pi. After that, we calculate the beam efficiency, where beam efficiency is known as the power transmitted within the core angle theta1 and power transmitted by the antenna. We get the beam efficiency EM is equal to sigma m by sigma m, where sigma m is the what? Main beam area, and sigma A is the what? Yes, total beam area. Next, we calculate the efficiency of the antenna, where we calculate the efficiency as the power dissipated by total input power. I do the derivation and get that GP by GD for efficiency, that is equals to WR by WR plus WL. So that we get, and if we find out if the current is flowing in the antenna, the current expression of the efficiency is eta equals to I square RR, that is by I square R by RL. So percentage of efficiency is RR by RL, RR plus RL into 100, where RR is the radiation resistance and RL is the ohmic loss resistance of the antenna conductor. So R plus RL is the total effective resistance of the antenna. So that is for today. I think everybody has been understand with this, and thank you for your participation in this class. Hope you have enjoyed the class throughoutly. And next day we will start with the radiation mechanism. We have already discussed about the pattern, main lobe and all the thing. Next day we will talk about the radiation mechanism. After radiation mechanism, we will go for the different types of antennas. We have different types of antennas, different type of things, and there we will talk about that types of antennas and all the thing. So I don't think anybody has some questions. So I will share these notes and all the things in the Google Classroom. Please follow there and take necessary steps to get the documents. So thank you for this session. Until next session, hope we will find out a good number of students will join in the next session. So thank you very much.